Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about some different storage items for tools and accessories. These will make your setup a little bit easier. First off, I'm going to kind of start off with probably one of the most important things to always have, because I know I experienced them, and those are drill bits. Drill bits so you can do your pilot holes. Got a set of craftsman here. Found a set of Hyper Tough from Walmart. They were like $5. But you can't have too many of the drill bits as you are building racks. One thing that I use a lot of are also going to be a nail gun, because it's a lot faster. So here I've got some 5/8 inch. They're like $1.47. So a couple sets of those. Now this right here, I didn't realize till I was doing a firing that you need light. Whether or not you think everything is set up and everything's going to go according to plan. So I got these little LED lamps. I got them for $7 on Black Friday. So I got a couple of pair of those, and actually what's lighting up the room right now is one of these. So you can see they're pretty bright. It's always important to have some additional light on site. And of course your regular standard finishing nails. That's in case you don't have a nail gun and you just want, kind of keep things simple. And you want to lug out any type of air compressor. I've got some 4-inch zip ties, and you're going to see why. Really kind of focusing on the actual storage, because this stuff can take up a lot of room in your But that's 1,000 zip ties. Now this thing here I've got are two Craftsman. They call small piece container. I picked them up Black Friday as well. So as you can kind of see, and I'm going to probably bounce back and forth between cameras, but they've got the ability to actually lock together to make one unit. So you kind of can see it from this view. Let's get it open, and then we'll flip over to a different view. You guys see I can store some gloves in here. The gloves are like $4. Helps with avoiding splinters, and just provides better grip as I'm trying to build racks and lay out the show and fuse. And so you can flip over this view so you kind of see how they stack on top of each other. And right over here are the little, look at this. Now, let's do it this way. That way I stay consistent with the camera view here. But you can see right over here is the little clip. It allows you to connect those units together. So they just latch together just like this. Okay? And they make one big unit. Which again makes it easier. Now, you think that you may only be able to get away with one of them. I'm going with two. And the reason I'm going with two, as I put these gloves back in here, as you can see, it stores 2 pairs of gloves. Okay. Pretty deep little compartments. You can take the compartments out if you want. Store them somewhere else. But when we flip over to the other one, and we close this up real quick, and you can see, got a lot of stuff stored in this already. Okay, and I haven't even, put together all my materials yet to start building racks. And stay tuned. You're going to want to see some of the racks we're going to build. But so as you can tell, you see in there I've got some cable wire fasteners, 2 different types of those. I got pegs. Here's the zip ties. 2 bags. That's 1,000. That thing barely doesn't even hold 1,000, but you're going to use a lot of them. I've got some 3-inch fuse in here, so you can mix and match these containers and the bins to fit what you're looking for. I do have a used roll of some fuse in there that I'll probably put into a different one, but you can see some 3-inch fuse. And then of course screws, for long screws for bases when I'm building a rack. Want that rack to be nice and secure. And then of course over here what you're going to see is 1.5-inch nails for my nail gun. Okay, so you get a couple things of those for $2.47 each. Fill the bin, so we always have them on hand. So you work in the garage building racks, hook up your air compressor with your nail gun, and then of course you can see I got 2 different sizes. So I will put the other sides, and kind of will rearrange my bins. I just kind of wanted to take some time after the holidays to show you some of the different things, the way to store your materials. More screws. As you can tell, I put the label of the screws right inside there, so as I'm running low, I take a picture of my phone, what I need, head over to my local hardware store, and get what I need. Okay. So as I'm bouncing back and forth for you here, and then of course I got the nails, regular finishing nails. If you don't have an air compressor or a nail gun, you do a quick repair on one of your racks on site. These things are perfect, and they don't take up a lot of room. I mean, that's a great thing, and it's not having to dig for everything. Everything's nice and organized, keep you nice and efficient. And of course, as you can see, it's all latched together. The latches are right there, and allows me to make one unit. Very simple. That's what drew me to that, is the ability to, and they have the full sets that got the big boxes that you can store, drills and stuff like that. But I'm just looking at, simplicity for me. Now this one is a little bit different, a little bit smaller. And what you're going to see here is, kind of parading through this one is where I'm storing all my cameras. And kind of switching the camera angle so you can kind of get a better view. It's got a lock on it. So when I'm out on my site, and I'm setting up the fireworks, and I'm gonna have that out there, I can have a lock on my cameras. As you know, these action cameras are not cheap, so it's perfect size. It's got a gasket. Now the Craftsman ones behind have those as well, so keep out dust, dirt, and moisture. And of course, I can store my action cameras in there. All the accessories. The only thing I can't, obviously, it doesn't hold are tripods, or like, I don't think of a toolbox that any toolbox holds a tripod, unless you get one of those small ones. But it's perfect. And again, my biggest thing I was looking for with this one is, perfect size. It's a little bit different, so it stands out to me, especially when it's dark. It's red on red. It's got the lock on it. Then, of course, now we move on to this one. This one's a little bit bigger, and most people use this to store hammers and their wire. Cordless drills. This one also has a lock on it as well, so I can place on there. And right where it says versus stack, you can actually change the label on it. That will allow you to identify what it is. I'll get this opened up, and what I got this one for, forgot to take out the product card, and then of course there's a little index card that is obviously the lock. I'm going to cut that off as well. But within it, I have in here a 12-shot firing system. Now, as my father would say, champagne taste, beer budget. I can't afford a Cobra, so I got this little 12 set. But it fits perfectly within the storage case, which fits perfectly inside of here. And then, of course, through due diligence and a lot of research, I actually was able to convince Santa. Happy holidays to those who celebrate Christmas, or Merry Christmas, I should say, but was able to get myself a Firefly. Yes, I'm well aware of the issues with the Android system, but when you use iPhones or iPads, you can work through them. So with that, I also picked up a power plate that replaces the D batteries that it calls for. And once you take everything out of the box, hook up the power plate to the bottom, it's going to fit nice in there as well, including all of the igniters that are used for the Firefly. And of course, I can also store some Talon igniters for the 12-shot as well. And the great thing again is it all snaps together, and I can lock it. So then that way during the year when it's not in use, I just keep it locked up, keep it safe and secure, whether it's in my garage, or if I keep it in a trailer, or in my home. So you can tell it, all the things I hear are really kind of, to allow you to take your materials with you, keep things simple, okay? Again, you're going to do whatever works for you. I'm just showing what's working for me. So that way, when I'm out in the garage building something, or I'm on site, then I have all the materials I need. So I thank you for watching this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, and follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Pinterest, Instagram, and I appreciate you watching. Have a great day.